Why does Camino de Santiago attract so many people? And why do some come back and repeat the walk? Is it that special? And what are the challenges that you may face along the way? My name is Per-Ola, and over the next few weeks my wife and I will be walking a part of the Camino de Santiago. And maybe we can answer some of these questions.
I start to think that I understand what this Camino will teach me. In front of us we have some rain. This is how I look. I feel stupid.
Hello, remember to subscribe to the channel to support me. Thank you.
Good morning. We have walked for about 45 minutes and it is a beautiful morning. We are heading forward Triacastela and then we see how far we come this day. Last evening was a really nice day in Fonfria, in one of my favorite Albergue in along the Camino Frances. You have to see this. What do you think about this view?
As we started walking that day, we suddenly saw the hiker we have heard about that morning a few hundred meters down the road, but we never really got close to him. Suddenly we were walking on parallel path, we on the forest path and he along the paved road. I told Camilla I wanted to talk to him and she agreed. We understood the reason why he went there, but didn't want just to go out on the road and say, "Hi, I want to talk to you." Instead, I told Camilla, if we are meant to talk to him, we'll see him later. Then we dropped the subject and continued forward Triacastela.
I think this morning is like a photo session. We have taken so many pictures and videos and like that. It's fantastic. It's about 145k left to Santiago from here. I can say also that the decision we made that changed our plan have given us a result. The blisters have been smaller and not hurt so much, and not aching legs we feel actually really great now.
So it was pretty.
Voilà.
Voilà.
How is your socks?
I think they are already dry. They dry so fast. Some people have so many words.
Yeah. Shall we continue?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. Yeah.
We are walking here and talking about the shoes. And what can I say?
So let's talk about shoes for a few minutes. After our hike, we can determine that Camilla probably had a stress fracture on her right foot and that the pressure from any shoe had caused it to hurt. Nothing we had been able to do something about during our hike other than to rest. Camilla had 3 pairs of shoes with her, 2 from home and 1 pair that she bought in Lyon. When she bought the shoes from Asics, she thought they were the same as she had before, but we later found out that the manufacturer changed the shoes a lot, even though they called them by the same name, Asics Cumulus 26 Gel. Although she only used this shoe a few times, these shoes broke in the mesh fabrics, and her experience was that the support in the shoe was not the same as before. And what about Camilla's shoes? Yeah, they are in the backpack, actually, because in Lyon she bought some new shoes. It's a Skechers shoe. The other 2 pairs of shoes were from Skechers. One old worn-out pair that she brought as she didn't know what to do before we left, but she knew it felt good to walk in them. And 1 pair with a thicker shock-absorbing sole that she bought in Lyon, Skechers Works. These shoes are not made for hiking, they are a work shoe with maximum shock-absorbing and anti-slip sole. She bought these shoes when she was under pressure to quickly find a solution to her problems. But under other circumstances, she had been looking for another pair of shoes more suitable for hiking. The worn-out shoes were probably the saving grace for her, being able to walk at all. But we had to change inner sole after a few days when they broke. The other pair of shoes held up very well, and she still uses them in her everyday life. My shoes from Asics, Nimbus 26 Gel, broke on the inside of the heel already after 70k in both shoes. However, I think it worked very well to walk in this type of shoe, a low-cut shoe with a cushioned sole. But I will not buy the same brand ever again. There are better shoes for hiking for that amount of money. I'm going to look for a low-cut shoe, which is lightly cushioned and has a slightly stiffer outer sole, and is without Gore-Tex. We'll see if I can find a suitable shoe for future hikes. As we approached Triacastela, I was not in a very good mood. You can say I was a bit grumpy. The filming had gone quite badly, so I was a bit disappointed.
Down there to the left is Triacastela.
Camilla wanted to stop and eat something. She actually wanted to stop at the first best cafe we saw, but it was quite noisy there. And as I knew we had eaten at the restaurant earlier, a little further on, I suggested we could go there. A little later I sat outside the restaurant and listening to the construction workers running a metal saw, while Camilla went inside to buy us something to eat and drink. Suddenly she came out again with a smile. She said, "Let's eat inside." Once inside I was met by Camilla, who said, "Here, we are going to sit here and eat with Roberto." She pointed to a table next to the door. I looked toward the table, and there he sat, the man I wanted to talk to. The man I now know as Roberto, and Camilla had started talking to each other when she went in to order. He had asked her if she wanted to sit down and eat with him, and she had answered yes, but that she first had to fetch her husband, who was sitting and waiting outside. Once we were seated, I told Roberto that I had heard about him this morning and that we actually wanted to meet him and talk to him. He smiled and said that we were more than welcome to talk about anything we wanted with him. Most of what we had been told was true, but it was only a small part of what he then told us. I can't include everything here, but I will try to give you a brief summary of what he said. Roberto had heard about Camino de Santiago for the first time just a few years ago, when he saw a video on YouTube, the Gregorians, who sang the Sound of Silence in the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela. The music and his curiosity took him to his doctor, because if he was going to walk the Camino, he first needed to do a health check, so he knew he would be able to walk. Because Roberto was born with poliomyelitis. After the doctor examined him, he asked him to come back with his wife. Once there, the doctor told him that he would not be able to walk the Camino. He wouldn't even be able to walk the distance to his own home, because several of his vessels around his heart were blocked. He would probably die if he walked a longer distance. Long story short, the doctor took him in for treatment, and the result of that treatment were very successful. Roberto's life continued as before, but one day he was sitting in his car, and at that moment it hit him that he should walk the Camino. And the truth is that he slammed his hand on the steering wheel several times and shouted loudly to himself, "I am going to walk the Camino! I am going to walk the Camino!" After all, the Camino had saved his life even before he started walking, because he would never have discovered his heart problems if he hadn't done the medical examination. All said and done, now he was here, at our table. Roberto had started his Camino in Leon, and he walked the Camino on his own terms, because his legs, which had support rails so he wouldn't accidentally kick them off himself, couldn't handle roads that were too hilly. He walked about 10k per day and needed to plan in details 3 to 4 days ahead.
Well,
I know, she's my mind.
you're saying she's your mind.
Yeah.
In Brazil, we there's a joke about men and women.
Yeah.
And normally we say, I am the last word in our house is mine.
Yeah.
And you know what the last word?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
After about 1.5 hours, we had to keep walking, although we both wanted to stay to hear more about Roberto's life experience, as he had exciting stories to tell and was happy to share them with us. For example, he was now going to start a business where he would give inspirational lectures, and he was also writing a book. Yes, because I'm only 79 years old, as Roberto said.
We have left Triacastela, and we will walk a little bit uphill, and then we see. Standing here, try to find my strength. Yeah.
I think we both were thoughtful that afternoon as we continued to walk. We were so grateful to have met Roberto. I often read that people, especially on Camino forums in Sweden, tell others how a real pilgrim should behave and how to carry out the Camino. And I don't understand why they say that, because you can be a pilgrim in different ways, as we all carry different burdens through life. To me, we are all just hikers, and you choose how you want to do your Camino.
I thought had finished all hills. Eller we have done it, eller what do you call it?
You thought wrong.
Yeah. Up, 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 up. Yeah. But now, look at this in front of us. Is this the last hill? Yeah. You think this is nothing, this slope is nothing, and I turn around. Yeah, and you see just the half. Yeah. So if you think this is a light hill, come and walk with us. Yeah. I invite you to. And now we will go down, of course. We have walked up here, so now we will walk down. I think I should do a comment about the road from Triacastela towards Sarria. The first few kilometers it goes uphill, really, what you say, not steep, it's on a long way, on a long time. And then you start to go down, and it's that's very steep, and it's steep. It's heavy for your knees. I will show you. She walks in zigzag because of her knees. I will turn around and show you. I think we have walked like this for at least 400 meters, something like that. It feels longer, but
Yes, it feels longer. Our zigzag
yeah,
down.
yeah, and it continues like this.
This is much better than.
Yes, we have met a few dogs, but all of them have been calm.
Very calm.
Yeah, and those who has not been calm have been behind fences or in the strap. You can say it's very warm outside, and it's warm for them also. And here we have a chicken or hen. Yeah. It's like walking in someone's backyard sometimes. Okay. Tickety-tack. The clock is showing 4. And we are still on the road. But now we start to feel tired, so we will start to looking for somewhere to stay. What?
A good day's work.
Yes.
We have done a good day's work.
But now we will try to find somewhere to stay for this night, and we are between 2 stages, Triacastela and Sarria. Yes, we are in Per-Ola right now. And I don't know where we're going to stay, because we don't know where we can find an albergue between Triacastela and Sarria. So cross your fingers for us and help us.
But when our energy was almost empty, the albergue we were looking for appeared. Unfortunately, I didn't film anything inside the room itself, but we had our own room with bathroom and shower. And before it was time to sleep, we also enjoyed a good dinner in the evening sun. I really love the countryside.
Yeah, dinner. I'm happy. Maybe gonna taste our food. No. Good morning. I think it is day 9. Do you know?
It is day 9.
Okay.
And it's Wednesday.
Yeah. And we are walking forward Sarria. We had a really good stay. Again. On the countryside. We think it is a farmer's family that have this restaurant and albergue. What should I say? Yes, it is a layer of fog around us. And the time is almost 9. we continue to start around 8-9.
And it's 120k to Santiago.
Yeah, okay. So 2 days.
No.
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 When you come to Sarria, you will meet other hikers. You can say like this, that when you come to Sarria, it will be newbies meeting more experienced hikers. And I think sometimes like this, many people arrive in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, have never hiked something like that. And then they arrive in Sarria after 20 days or something. And suddenly they are experts. Because they don't like to meet the other ones who come to Sarria and have music and loud speaking, because they are used to this type of atmosphere. But I think it's really good to walk from Sarria. Anyway, that's my opinion. Yeah, so in Sarria, the newbies and the more experienced hikers will meet. And it will be groups. It will be hikers that just want to have fun. It can be hikers that do it because of an adventure. It can be hikers that have taken time just for over a long weekend. Because it's about 111k to walk from Sarria to Santiago and to get to Compostela. Yeah. And I also think that you can walk it in 3 days if you want, but you can also walk it in 5-6 days. And then you walk along about 20k a day. You can walk in 10 days if you want also. It's up to you. But I just gave you some examples.
This morning at breakfast I met a couple from Florida,
Yeah.
and they were in shock.
Yes.
Because they had walked a lot at home, but that's on the flat. And they didn't expect it to be so hilly.
Yeah.
Up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
So, but they were in good mood still.
That's good. And we will show you how it will be after starting in Sarria. There is Sarria. We have a few kilometers left. So, when you arrive in Sarria, I don't know in which way you will arrive, with train, bus or walking. Anyway, you have to walk a bit into the city, to the old town, where the trail is starting. So after you get your first stamp in your credential, it's time to start walking. And where can you get a credential? For example, you can ask on the Albergue where you're going to stay the first night. Or if you're arriving and will start walking immediately, you can go to an albergue and ask. See here, here you can have your first stamp.
We have an old bench.
Yeah. Time to rest. Here along this road, it's a lot of albergue, which you can find here in Sarria. Normally it's very crowded along the streets, but now the clock is 11.
Kom inte ner.